Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you always in a good condition, stay healthy and stay happy. Okay, first of all, let me introduce our group. We are from group 3. With me is Sifai Rashifa and my partner Dimas Elmania and Gina Khairunisa. We would like to take this opportunity to talk about Islamic views and educational science are theories of education methods. And guys, if you have any question about anything, feel free to interrupt us. So we will explain 5 elements. First is the theory of educational methods in an Islamic perspective, and then the nature of the educational methods in an Islamic perspective, and then the principle of educational methods in an Islamic perspective, and the procedure for using educational methods in an Islamic perspective, and last is form of educational methods and technique in an Islamic perspective. So, does the educational process need a method? Then, what is the methods of education in the view of Islam? Okay, guys, if you are serious about this, let's follow us. Okay, I will deliver this slide. It's about relevant verse of Al-Quran and Hadith. This is Quran Surah Al-Mujadalah, verse 11, with the meaning is, "Hey, you who believe, if it is said to you, give spaciousness in the assemblies, then make room for it. Allah will surely provide spaciousness for you. And when it is said, stand up, then stand up. Allah will raise degrees those who believe among you, and those who are given knowledge by several degrees. And Allah is all aware of what you do." So it means that
Part 1. The theory of educational methods in an Islamic perspective. The method of education in an Islamic perspective is a general procedure in delivering material to achieve educational goals based on certain assumptions about the nature of Islam as a supra system. Muhammad Atiyah al-Abarashi interprets the method as the path taken to gain understanding in students. Abdul Al-Aziz defines the method by means of obtaining information, knowledge, view, habits of thinking, and love for students, teachers, and schools.
okay, let's move on on the next slide. This is part 2. I will deliver part 2 with the topic is the nature of the educational method in an Islamic perspective. So this is there are 4 different language of methods. First in Greek, and then English, and then Arabic, and then from Indonesian dictionary or KBBI. First, the meaning word of methods from Greek, it's called methodos. This word consists of 2 syllables. First is meta, which means truth, and then hodos, which means way. So the method has the meaning of a path taken to achieve the goal. It's from Greek, and next from English. It is known as the term method, and which is translated as a way. And then in Arabic, the word method is expressed in various words, such as the words al-tariqah, and then al-manhaj, and then al-wasilah. Al-tariqah means way, and al-manhaj means system, and al-wasilah means mediator or intermediary. Meanwhile, in terms of terminology, the method is a path taken by someone to to arrive at a certain goal, both in the environment or in commerce, as well as in terms of science and others. There are also those who define that the method is a systematic way of working like the way science works. And the last is from Indonesian Dictionary or KBBI. It is the composition of WJS Purwadarmanta. He said that method is an orderly way and think carefully to achieve a goal. Okay, so it can be concluded that methods can be interpreted as ways or steps used in conveying ideas, thoughts, or insights that are arranged in a systematic and planned manner and are based on certain theories, concepts, and principles contained in various related disciplines, especially in psychology, management, and sociology. These sciences are closely related to the methods because there is a discussion about the soul and human development as one of the consideration in conveying theories, concepts, and insights to him.
And then the part 3, the principle of educational methods in an Islamic perspective. The principle is extracted from the English word principle, meaning principles, basis principle. According to the Indonesian dictionary, principles are used as the basis foundation of thinking. The base is the lowest component or can be interpreted as default and so on. Thus, the principle is the most basic thing that serves as the basis. The principle of Islamic education is something that is characteristic in it which is used as the basis of education in accordance with the guidelines of the Quran and Sunnah. And then the some things that need to be imbued with the basic principle of Islamic education are: first, convenience. Convenience makes it easy for other people. Affairs is one of the recommendations in the Prophet's hadith. The delivery of the desired intention can be achieved maximally if in the process the teacher always adheres to the sense of convenience. That is conveying with ease, giving tasks and opportunities to think with ease. With this principle, the students will be moved naturally because they are free from the shadow of a heavy burden. And the next, the sustainable. The obligation to learn is as long as life is still in the body. It is very important to heed the principle that learning must be interconnected in all respects. The material is also not consumable. The material presented is a continuation of the previous material and will be the basis for delivery. Continuation of the previous material and will be the basis for delivering the material at the next meeting. The method is the same. It will continue to develop by taking into account the existing methods and will be customized according to the needs and other things that intersect. And then 3, flexibility. Change times, it will change methods, different teachers, different ways they will execute the class, various factors and components as well as situation and conditions that surround learning activities will automatically lead to a variety of styles which adapt to various factors that affect the learning process. Everything will run at a different rhythm. Here it symbolizes that learning is flexible, following the prevailing dynamics. And then the 4th, unity and balance. Unity principle, the dichotomy as known in the genre of Islamic education. Everything is called knowledge and there is an obligation to pursue it in order to spread benefits for human life. All fields of knowledge complement each other, but knowledge that comes from kalamullah or knowledge obtained by observing good creations that are spread out in the universe. It is not good sorting out this is word skills, this is religious skills. Whatever exists, humans are commanded to read with various interpretations. As-soliha akifmil kitabi mina ilaika uhiya ma'udlu. Read what has been revealed to you, namely the book Al-Quran, Surah Al-Ankabut. And the next, balance. Various aspects that exist need attention with a balanced percentage so that the resulting output is a perfect personal reflection. His analytical reasoning works. His character is noble. His actions are in line with the guidance of the Quran. The orientation is the salvation of the hereafter, which is presented by the welfare of life in this world. Abtaka illallahu daro akhirata la nasiyabaka mina danas Allahu ilaika la fasyada ardi lillahi lamuf sidin. And seek in what Allah was bestowed upon you happiness in the hereafter, and do not forget your share of worldly pleasures. Al-Qasas 77. And the next, formation of camel people, the personal prerogative that is promoted through Islamic education is a human being who is intelligent and healthy both physically and spiritually, a person who always bases his actions on knowledge, individuals who take advantage of opportunities and help to deepen knowledge, not those who squanders opportunities and help by wasting money, physical and psychological potential, utilized optimally so that it becomes a perfect unity. And the next, returning everything to Al-Quran and As-Sunnah, the Messenger of Allah did not leave a pile of treasure, but he left a quid. Whoever relies on it, his safety is guaranteed. Education must also rely on all kinds of activities based on the basic guidelines that are imbued with teachings that are in harmony with the Quran and Sunnah. If there are things that deviate from the two guidelines, it is obligatory to leave them. And then, openness. The components in the life of this world are changing dynamically. Whatever It must be open to change, especially if the change leads to progress. Islamic education cannot cause itself from technological progress. Amazing change must be absorbed in order to encourage progress in Islamic education. Closing yourself is not a solution, but it will cause every change today. And then the last, appreciate personal fitrah. As the word of Allah, Surah Ar-Rum 22, humans are created with various identities. Human language is very diverse. Skin color is not the same. This difference shall be used as material for thinking to unite ideology and human vision, and not a solution, but it will cause every change today. And then the last, appreciate personal fitrah. As the word of Allah, Surah Ar-Rum 22, humans are created with various identities. Human language is very diverse. Skin color is not the same. This difference shall be used as material for thinking to unite ideology and human vision and mission. From that diversity, they should learn from each other and take the positive side so that they can contribute to each other, not a basis for intimidation. It is knowledge that is accompanied by faith that will determine the degree of man to things that are outward in nature.
Procedure for using educational methods in an Islamic perspective. So there are several roles of methods in the process of education and teaching, and they are: 1. Motivational generator from the outside. A different and tempting atmosphere is a factor in the awakening of students' appetite in learning, and they feel refreshed when the teacher carries out their duties with charm and with a teaching method that are different from others. 2 is the role of maneuver in teaching. So educating students must be done in totality. Its success is influenced by the teacher's strategy in designing interactive pattern in the classroom. They must be able to compose, predict, and what precise moves should be mixed so that the class have a certain quality. 3 is means of aiming the target. The focus of education is right on target, namely the maturity of students from the intellectual, psychological, and moral side. The center point must be carefully aimed so that the tool or the arrow does not miss the center focus. Next is forms of educational methods and technique in an Islamic perspective. So the Quran explicitly indicates several methods that can be applied in Islamic education, including 1. Exemplary. So the teacher who plays a role in front of class must always set positive example for students. The teacher will be the center of their attention, and the teacher's examples is an effective way that can work subconsciously to hypnotize students so that they experience the transformation, especially students' behavior. 2 is the story method. The storytelling has an interesting, distinctive touch. The listener seems to be brought into the background and setting as the content of the story, and existing moral values will subconsciously penetrate into the students. The third one is advice. So advice is usually passed from an older person to a younger person, or it could be from people who are knowledgeable to those who needs the knowledge. And advice can also be given to subjects who do something out of line or when they make mistake. And the hope is for the goodness to arise and grow. The fourth one is habituation. So the main target of Islamic education is moral. Good morals can be reflected as a fruit of habit. Educating is familiarizing students with behavior that is accordance with the directive of the Quran and Sunnah. Habit can be formed through the provision of training and special guidance. Next one is methods of punishment and rewards. So it is in nature that evil will be accompanied by punishment and good will be accompanied by reward. And as a consequence of unexpected action, students must get punishment. And on the other hand, when they success to show kindness and success, they will be rewarded. But the punishment and rewarded must have a specific limit. Do not let punishment be used as means to intimidate. Next is preaching methods. Exposure to lecture is the most widely used effort in delivering materials. The lecture method is used with consider of the large number of students. And the lecture method is an explanation of concept, principles, and facts. And the last one is Jidal methods. We, as a human, often argue. And at the scientific level, arguments are also inevitable because either the verses of Al-Quran or the verses of Kauniyah will give birth to interpretation according to ability of human reasoning. And arguing can also become a tradition. Arguing is done to find a bright spot and to find the best solution, not just to find who loses and who wins. In its application, discussion or debate can be carried individually or in groups. And of course, each of them will bring out the best analysis of one theme put forward.
Okay, thank you so much for your attention, for your listening our explanation for this material. If you have any question or anything to clarify for this topic, feel free to interrupt me. Feel free to ask a question for us. Let us know. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.